Jeremy Sockman here with another look at a movie from deep in the midst of that obscure decade that was the 1990s. It's Omega Cop from 1990, and this one didn't get much attention when it came out, and that's too bad, because it's not only an action-packed kickfest, but it's also a movie with something to teach. So let's take a look. Omega Cop stars everyone's favorite orthodontist slash martial arts uncle, Ron Marchini, as John Travis, super cop and badass sweater wearer. He's ordered by Prescott, played by an after happy hour visit Adam West, to break up a slave ring run by a leather-clad baddie named Wraith. John takes some backup, but their plan of walking right into the middle of the villain's lair goes badly, and everyone is killed except for him. He runs away, but a pesky solar flare makes him a liability to the secret underground compound he came from, and he has to stay outside. Looking for something to do, he takes up rescuing ladies and brings the sickest one to visit Dr. Latimer at his clinic.
I've lost my whole staff. I don't know if I can stay open this long. I do what I can to help the people.
He sees a kid take his gun and starts a foot chase, only to end up fighting a whole lot of baddies. Using his trusty testicle kick, he makes a valiant attempt but gets captured. Well, of course he escapes. But when he gets back, he finds the doc dying of solar radiation and the girls captured. He gets them out only to find that Wraith and his cronies are after the secret bunker. Some sniper rounds, shotgun blasts, ball kicks, and explosive planting later, and, spoiler alert, John blows the whole place up and takes the girls off to live in the mountains.
Saunders! You want to get married?
What the hell?
Now, Omega Cop might come across like another movie where all the problems are solved with karate and shotguns, but there's more going on beneath the surface of this one. Adam West tells us to set up in the beginning, and that was our cue.
The greenhouse effect was a phrase in the newspapers, and who believed the press anyway? So they kept cutting the rainforests and poisoning the soil and the air, until there were so many holes in the ozone layer that it was like a torn-up old fishnet, and everything began to go to hell.
In this world, the sun is the biggest enemy and turns people into mutants. The director, Paul Kyriazir, and Captain Ron himself are really trying to tell us to wear sunscreen. They are using the power of movie magic to warn us about the perils of skin cancer. If you don't lather yourself up and stay out of the deadly solar radiation, your cells are going to mutate and give you a nasty dose of the big C. All these guys did was gussy up this truth with some black soot and judo throws. But the thought was still there.
There's been another solar flare. People who aren't killed, they're burned, and they're going nuts, just nuts.
Only one problem. This movie is 90 minutes long. If you really want to teach someone to wear sunscreen, you don't need to sit through this tale. All you have to do is pop in a CD by Mr. Musical himself, Baz Luhrmann, and press play. Which one is more effective? An hour and a half of Uncle Ron running, or 5 minutes of fresh beats and a mellow backing track?
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 99, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience.
Life moves pretty fast, and if you're not careful, you'll miss it. So save 85 minutes of your time on this earth and listen to Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen, instead of watching Ron Marchini try to nard kick the same message into your brain with his foot. I'm Jeremy Sockman, and despite the good intentions, I'm gonna have to give Ron Marchini's sack-bursting Omega Cop a hard pass.
Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind. You will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You are not as fat as you imagine. Don't worry about the future, or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you. Sing. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours.